Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Jake. Welcome back to another video. Sorry it has been so long. It really has been so long. Lots of things have happened in my personal life, and it means I just can't record as much as I would like to. But if I get the chance from here and there, I'm going to try and record as much as I can. It's not a normal like Call of Duty style video that I probably would have done. I have been playing a lot of BO6. I really do enjoy it, and I will try and get a video up at some point this week. Potentially even by Thursday, I reckon I can have a video up on BO6, my thoughts and general things on it. But right now I'm doing an old school Master Duel type video. I used to do like game replays about a year or so ago, just from duels that I played. And the reason I wanted to do a video on this now is I play this game not as much as I would like to. I think just because of the general meta of the games, like I refuse to play general online. If I go into like regular dueling, I'm in bronze 2. I do not play ranked at all. It's very boring. Like I say, you come up across the same decks game after game after game, and it's just not fun. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I have done, and this is the first time I've done this in at least a year or so, I entered the Duelist Cup, and I don't know why. I don't know what possessed me to enter the Duelist Cup. It ends in about a week's time, and I'm going to be honest with you, there's a very real chance I try and get to max level in this. I've never done that with the Duelist Cup. I tend to play it for a few duels, and then I give up. But I have gotten through to level 10 already, okay? I have played, let's have a look, because it is just about in my missions as well. Oh, okay, I can do, I forgot I'm now past 6 o'clock at the time I'm recording this, so there's a few more gems added to my data. I have dueled 20 times in the Duelist Cup today, and I have won 13 of them. Now, that doesn't seem very good, and I won't lie to you, it doesn't seem very good, until you see the deck that I'm playing. Now, like I said, I don't play meta. I don't like playing meta decks at all. I don't like playing against them. I don't like playing them. But what I have done is the 7 duels that I have lost, I believe 2 were for 10 pi, 1 was Eldritch, which is old school meta. I lost to a Gold Pride combo deck, which ended on a Psychic End Punisher, which had like 10,000 attack, and a couple of others. But every other time, I've played a lot of duels that have had 60 cards that run tier fucking light, like every old school type of meta they've tried to use in one deck, right? And here is how it's gone. I mean, look, say win, 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 loss, win. 2 losses in a row is the most I've had. Every other one, I've won all of them. And I don't know what deck to even try and use on this. I will put a replay up in a minute of one of the duels. And I'll just show you what I mean with this. But the deck I'm using is not one that is meta at all. Welcome to Goblin Biker Rank 3. This deck, I don't know what possessed me to build this deck. I don't know whether it just looked cool at the time. I built this deck a fair few months ago, and I've played it in solo mode and I enjoyed it. I've played it in ranked as well, and I enjoy it, and I've enjoyed it so much more playing in the Duelist Cup as well. What is the basic rules and how do you play this deck? Simple. It's basically rank 3 turbo. You have a bunch of cards that can special summon themselves. So Birdman can special summon itself. Terratop can special summon itself. You add Takatemborg off a Terratop, you can special summon itself. Then Daikudu can summon, banish it from the graveyard. The combo of Wielder and Tracker, combo straight away. Then you've got Nyanin. Again, just all of these, you don't want to use ideally any of the standard Goblin Biker cards, but you can do it because it does help. Once you go and get 2 on the board, you go into Goblin Biker Big Gabonga. This card also has an animation as well, which makes it so much funner. So, reading the card, if this card is XD summon, you add a goblin monster from your deck to your hand. If a material is detached from a monster or monsters on the field, so including your opponents, except during the damage step, you can target one face-up monster on the field, except this card, attach it to this card as material, which means you can basically steal your opponent's monsters. And at the end phase, you can attach one goblin monster from your deck to add this card as a material. So at the end of each turn, you can have just a random add of any goblin monster from your deck. Now, obviously, obviously that means you could run regular Goblin cards, so you could run like Goblin Attack Force because it has Goblin in the name, you're fine. But ideally, you are adding one of the 3 Dug Chargers. I run 1 Clattersploder, 1 Boommark, and 1 Mean Merciless. Now, I feel I could probably run 2 Boommark. This is a... I copied this deck from a Goblin Biker deck that I think that won or came in top 4 in a YCS. I can't remember when, and I've tweaked it a little bit and started adding some cards. So the cards I've added over the last sort of 5 or 10 duels I've done, I've added Xyz Reborn so I can bring back the Big Gabonga. I started running Xyz Block because it detaches a material, activating Big Gabonga's effect. So I've got cards that do help. And then obviously if you're going second, this deck does go well going first because you can set up Big Gabonga, and if you are lucky enough you can set up Goblin Crazy Beast, which I'll explain in a second. But if you're going second, you Veiler, you Droll, and I've stopped so many duels from just Drolling people or maxing them. 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Ghost Bell, and 1 Ghost Ogre. This deck just stops everything. But apart from Big Gabonga, one of the ways that this deck pisses off opponents is by summoning Goblin's Crazy Beast. Now this requires 2 or more level 6 monsters, so the way to bring Crazy Beast out is this little card called Goblin Biker Grand Bash. So the way you would do this is you go into Big Gabonga, you add Goblin Biker Dug Charger, whose effect is if this card is in your hand, you can detach an Xyz material from a monster on either field, which I didn't realise it's either field, and special on this card. And when it's normal or special summoned, you can add a Goblin Biker spell or trap card. So what you then do is you add Grand Bash, which gives every Goblin monster you control 300 attack for each Goblin monster. So you can also just play this deck as pure beatdown, because you can get 4,000-5,000 attack on most of your monsters very easily. You can normal summon a Goblin monster as an addition to your normal one as well. That's the effect you don't tend to use too much, but you can. And then this is the main one. You can target 2 Goblin monsters you control, then activate one of these effects. Make the level of one of the monsters become the current level of the other, or both of their levels combined, their combined original levels. This is the effect you use. And you have to use this on 2 Goblin monsters on the field. So ideally, one of them is Dug Charge, and then you have a spare one. So say you Xyz into with it Boommark, or even Mean Merciless, you can detach a material from Big Gabonga and it will summon itself to the field. Now, it's perfect, because then when you have these 2 type of cards on the field, you can go into a level 6, then you pick up Goblin's Crazy Beast. This card, I don't know how this is a rare, because the effects are kind of nuts. Once per turn on a quick effect, you can target 1 spell or trap on the field, detach 2 materials from a monster or monsters on the field. Again, that can be your opponents as well, if you go up against an Xyz deck as well. And if you do, attach that target to this card as materials. Ideally, if your deck, I've come up against like tier limits players that play Scream, you can immediately just nab that Scream before it even activates its effect. If a monster you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can detach 1 material from this card instead. Again, the most materials I've ever had on Crazy Beast is 7 at one time. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, then you can attach 1 Goblin monster from your graveyard to this card as material. You can only use this effect once per duel. You can use the quick effect multiple times in one duel. You can clear back row very easily, because as soon as you detach cards from this card to add 1 from your opponent, if you have Big Gabonga as well, you just steal an opponent's monster as well. This deck, I have won the majority of those 13 games have been through opponents surrendering because they cannot play through it. It's not amazing, this deck, but the fact that it can just keep stealing your opponent's cards is hilarious. And what you can do as well, and I did this on the very last duel, whether I show you that one or not, you can end on Zeus. And I've never ended on a Zeus in this. And I thought, you know what, I might as well. I got ashed on Big Gabonga. No, it wasn't Ash. I got Appalooza'd, and Appo went down to 800 attack points. I attacked over Big Gabonga. I went into Downward Magician, which is the only reason this card is in the deck, and then went into Ash and cleared his whole board. Now, I will start doing that a lot more often because you forget how just overpowered Divine Zeus actually is. But for me, just ending up on a board with Big Gabonga, Goblin Beast, and hell, even running an Xyz block as well to negate a monster effect is so powerful. Let's just try. I can't even remember what duels I will use in it, because I say I'll go for this 7 because again I don't know what it is, but we'll just replay this and just go through it. You know, like I said, this deck, it shouldn't be as fun, in my opinion, to play as it is. It shouldn't be winning me 13 duels out of 20. I could quite easily play 10 pie or something dumb like that and be boring, but I don't want to do that. You know, I like playing decks that are stupid. I'll show you my deck list that I do play after this duel, but it's very simple combos. So straight away, Dog Charger into Bigger Bonga, lovely little animation. Bigger Bonga, adding a Goblin Monster, add Boom Muck. Then this card, Grand Entrance, allows you to add a Goblin Monster from your deck to your hand. Then you can detach a monster as well from Bigger Bonga if you choose to. You don't have to do that effect, it's completely optional. But now I've got a Bigger Bonga with 3 monster effects, with 3 materials, sorry. And yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so like I said, it's not massive. I now remember what this duel was. This was a stun deck. It was a stun deck. This was a misplay, I won't lie to you. I kind of forgot what Grand Stampede did, and it went into Xyz's Armor Fortress, and it wasn't the card I intended to go for. I intended to go for Crazy Beast, but I couldn't physically use Crazy Beast to level up into it. But even then, look, I've got 3 monsters on the field already. Annoyingly, because of anti-spell, I had to set Grand Bash. But yeah, this duel is really annoying because I got... You'll see this in this duel. I didn't get 1 red screen, I got 2. I got double red screened. And the only way to clear that, quite literally, is to go into Crazy Beast to steal the opponent's cards. I don't think this guy summoned a single monster this entire duel. Like, again, this probably might not even be the best duel to even show. I might even have to show one more after this. But it can take down so many different styles of decks. So, yeah. Like I said, this deck shouldn't be winning me this many games. But if you play this deck or want to try it, do it, because it is a lot of fun. It is just a weird deck to play, I won't lie to you. But that's the thing, like, you can play meta, you can play your 10 pie, you can play... I'm trying to think of anything other meta right now. Obviously, you can play Dragoon. One of the first duels I came up against was against Dragoon. And if you want to do that, go for it. But I enjoy using dumb cards like these and everything to play. And you always, as well, run a full armored Dark Knight Lancer. I run, I think, 2 of these in this deck and everything, just because you then have a beater on the field. And I don't even use Lancer for the effect of full armored Xyz to have a equip card. It's just so you can rank it up into a 7. But here you see, double red screen, yet again. If you don't know what red screen does, yeah, basically you cannot declare an attack at all. This as well, immediately activating, opening the Spirit Gates, Crazy Beast activates straight away, steals the card, and there we go. Then you can't do anything, because it doesn't negate the activation, but I think he'd milled so much, it just didn't matter anymore. And then this is the final turn and everything as well. Crazy Beast activates his effect, steals the red screen. He's got himself down to 6,000 life points as well, 2 attacks, and we have won the duel. I'll play another quick one that ended in like 1 or 2 turns and just quickly just show you how disruptive it can be. Because, yeah, it's fun. I'm not going to lie to you. And my intention is, I said to myself, get to level 10 and then see how you go and everything. There's every real chance I will probably try and get to level 20. I've never done it, but I think I might try to, just because I think it seems like fun. And this deck is just cool, you know. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I play like a 10 pie style deck, which is just gonna like negate everything. Like, what I've chosen to do as well is I've not quit out of duels either, just because didn't really make sense to, especially in Duelist Cup. It doesn't really matter if you quit out or anything. So I was just like 10 pie plays. What I like doing as well is if I see players play like 10 pie or other meta decks, something, I just sit there and watch their play so I can know what to expect, because I don't play this game enough. I really don't. Like, I have 3 different accounts. I have a PC one, which is what I'm playing on now. I have an Xbox One version, which I just play solo mode salad just because I enjoy it. And I have a phone version, which I don't do anything with. But these are sort of plays already. So Bigger Bonga just steals a card here. I thought, you're going to see in a minute what I try and do here. So I activate Grand Bash, I make both these guys level 6 to go into Crazy Beast. My thought then is, if I take Call of the Haunted, Red Eyes disappears. It doesn't work that way. But because I removed cards anyway, I was still able to take Red Eyes, I'm pretty certain. No, I didn't even do it. I just beat over it. But this guy killed himself because he inflicted 2400 damage to himself, which was perfectly enough for me to kill him. So, yeah, like I said, this deck is... It's just fun to disrupt people and everything. Like I said, the amount of duels that people have just surrendered for the sheer fact is they can't do anything. Let's try and find... I mean, duel... I think turn 1, I think I negated 1 card. The guy just ended. But let's go turn 2 on this one. I'll play this as the last one, and we'll just go from there. But I am tempted to maybe in another festival, or maybe just try and get this deck to go as far as I can in ranked. Now knowing up against what I can play against in terms of like playing against Tenpai and stuff like that, maybe I'll give it a try. The one deck I haven't come up with against is Gimmick Puppet, but we'll see if I ever come across that, because I quite like that, to be fair. But this is, yeah, Blue Eyes 1 straight off the bat. Droll that, so they can't do anything. Droll is really effective in this deck as well. The amount of like combo decks that just add cards and everything that I've potentially come up against, and one Droll just completely locks them out. Dumb. But then standard plays like Terratop into Takatenborg summon, then Tracker, then Yanyan, go into Big Kabonga. I still don't understand why this card has an animation, but I really love it. Then Doug Charger, remove a card from there. Doug Charger. I then did use Kabonga to steal his Blue Eyes. Just because, why not? Doug Charger, then activate Grand Bash. Activate Grand Bash. Increase the attack points, something there. Then go into an Xyz Armor Torpedo and Emergency Teleport as well. Just to go for pure beat. And this is what I mean by beatdown. Literally, the amount of, like, that's 4 monsters, around about 2,500 average attack each and everything, easily beats over anything. So I just wanted to make this little video just because I've actually had fun playing this game, and I haven't been able to say that in such a long time, because I don't play. I can go months without playing this game, and that's really disappointing because I do love this game. I've loved it since the moment it came out. So yeah, I mean, in terms of like decks that I do run and everything, so this is like the original Goblin Viking, because of this, I don't think... Yeah, so this is how it originally looked. So I will end up updating this as well, but you can run an Ultra Hound in it. I run double Imperm originally. I only run one now. You have Dawn Dragster in the grave. There's so many cards I've taken out of this and made better into the Duelist Cup version, so I will then basically recreate this into this. The main deck I do use, and I've used this so much, and this is my Raid Raptor deck. The reason I play this more than any other deck on the planet is because I played against this years and years and years ago in the TCG. A friend of mine used this deck, and I loved it from the moment that he used it against me. So I thought, if I can't afford the deck as a whole, I'm going to build it in Master Duel. And this deck... I think for me, I win more games on surrendering with this deck just because people quit out because the amount of time I take. I then have this. Now, this is a stupidly bad deck. No one should play this. I'm being honest with you. It doesn't even really need an extra deck either. Amophage, because I built this during Master Rule 3. It just stopped everything, and I still enjoy it as a floodgate deck from time to time because of all the cuts. So when they're in the pendulum zones, you've got Gluttony, negates monster effects, or doesn't allow you to activate monster effects. Lechery doesn't allow you to activate spell cards. Greed doesn't allow you to activate trap cards. Envy means you can't go higher than a Chain Link 2. Wrath means you can't tribute other monsters other than Amophage. And Pride means you don't take any effect damage. It's just a floodgate deck. It's dumb. I enjoy it. Then you have Salad. I think I never built this one at all, and it's not a great Salad deck. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, I haven't played this deck in such a long time, but yeah, Salad just because it is fun. Mech Knight Invoke. Now, the reason I built this one was a friend of mine right before COVID went to a YCS in London and ran Mech Knight Invoked. And I remember him telling me at the time, oh, I ran this. And I thought, oh, okay. And it wasn't until I got home that I realised that Mech Knight Invoked can work really well because of the attributes of monsters and stuff like that. It's easy just to go straight into Macabre. And I thought, you know what, I'll eventually build this in this deck. I have Cubics. I think the very first deck I built in this as a viable sort of one that I played online was Speedroid Crystron. This is a really fun deck to use as well. It's very synchro heavy. Back when Auroradon was, I think Auroradon is now unbanned, but it was back when Auroradon was playing. It was right after when Hulk got banned as well. Six Sam is just a deck I absolutely love. Violon is a deck I built just because for pure fun. DDD, I have this deck in real life. I love it. Again, it's not complete. I haven't used it in such a long time, so there's none of the newer stuffs in it. But I love my DDD. And then this is arguably probably my second favourite other than Raid Raptors is Super Heavy Samurai, because this deck is just so much fun to use. But yeah, maybe I do like some videos in regards to trying to get to a certain rank and everything. I don't think I'm not good enough to get to Master, because the decks I run, they are not Master quality. But maybe I do some videos where I just play random duels and everything with these decks and everything, especially Goblin Biker, because I'm enjoying it so much at the moment, and see where I go. But yeah, if you guys want to see videos like that, then hit the like button down below and subscribe. If there's any sort of videos you want to see me do on Master Duel, I'll happily try most sort of things and everything, but I like doing some replays and everything that I do with Goblin Biker. And if I get to level 20, maybe I'll do another video showing how I got to level 20 and everything with Goblin Biker. But if you guys want to see all that, then yeah, hit the like button, subscribe down below, and I will see you all in another video. Peace.